Mysterious disappearances, planes vanishing into thin air, boats lost at sea. Hey, sounds like my last vacation. While we're still trying to figure out the mystery of the Bermuda Triangle, another one has emerged. Yes, folks, as it turns out, the Bermuda Triangle has a partner in crime. It's even bigger than you'd expect, and it's really cool. That's a hint. This triangle is located in the frozen north, and just in case you didn't catch that, I mean up in Alaska, and it's responsible for thousands of plane disappearances, boats, and even people. It's as if the wilderness lured everyone in with its beauty and nobody wanted to come out. Now, there are a lot of theories about what might be causing people to disappear. Some say it's that Alaska is located in a vortex. Some others say that mysterious creatures are behind these disappearances, and some even mention UFOs. It's always UFOs. But the most interesting fact, which is actually inexplicable, is why not very many people have heard of the Alaskan Triangle. So let's find out a little bit more about this ginormous area that's even more interesting than its competitor, the Bermuda Shorts Triangle. That's where you go and your pants disappear. First things first, let's start with the location of the triangle, which covers a huge part of the state. It starts in the southeast, close to Yakutat and Juneau, and then it goes all the way up north near the Barrow Mountain region, and it ends near the city of Anchorage. The mysterious area inside the triangle is famous for its vast wilderness, which is, to this day, generally unexplored. There are extremely large forests that almost nobody knows how to navigate, as well as mountain peaks that nobody set foot on. So who's this nobody anyway? He sure gets around. Both tourists who visit the area to explore the mysterious triangle and locals go missing every year without a trace. The sheer number of them is the most shocking part. Since 1988, more than 16,000 people who visited this triangle have seemingly disappeared into thin air. And it doesn't end there. To add to the mystery, there were a lot of planes that completely vanished or even crashed without any explanation to what happened. At one point, the mystery surrounding the Alaskan Triangle attracted the world of entertainment, and a television series was created called The Alaskan Monsters. Ooh. The series follows a team of 6 people who set out on an adventure to find out what's hiding in the forests and unexplored sites of the triangle that causes people to disappear. Before the show was filmed, a lot of people suspected that there were some dangerous and unidentified creatures living in the Alaskan forests. So the adventurers of the show started exploring each area in an attempt to locate these mysterious creatures. They had to find leads by conducting interviews with the locals. But unfortunately, their investigation led nowhere and the show was canceled. At some point, however, some people began believing a different fictional creature was to blame for these disappearances. Yup, Bigfoot. The Alaskan Triangle covers more than 200,000 square miles, and since it's mostly composed of wilderness and large forests, people believe that this location would be a perfect environment for Bigfoot. As a matter of fact, many people claim to have seen him throughout the entire state, and Canada as well. Some reports even mention that they've seen the creature swimming in the lakes. Breaststroke, I think. To make matters worse, some villages have even relocated because of the scary encounters they had with Bigfoot. Port Chatham, otherwise known as Portlock, was one of them. In the beginning of the 1900s, very mysterious disappearances with disturbing leads resulted in the whole village relocating because they were scared for their lives. The locals of the small village on the Kenai Peninsula were convinced that a huge Sasquatch, another name for Bigfoot, was hiding in the woods, so they had to find a new and more secure place to live. Now, here's the troubling thing. Generally speaking, Bigfoot has been described as a very peaceful and almost friendly creature that likes to live in remote areas. And if Bigfoot is exactly how people in Alaska have reported him to be, he could have been responsible for those disappearances. But of course, that's not the only issue. While we're on the subject of fictional creatures, another theory claims that Otter Man is behind all the Alaskan Triangle disappearances. Allegedly, the Otter Man is associated with the Tlingit people, who lived in the area approximately 11,000 years ago. According to the myth, There's a creature which is a cross between a human and an otter, and it can change its form to resemble a human. What this otter man is said to do is take on the form of a person or a child and pretend that it's in a life-threatening situation in a lake. Then passers-by see the seemingly helpless person in the water, rush in to help, and get captured. Of course, the story is just a legend, but it's just one more attempt to explain the enigma of how many people vanish from the area. Anyway, let's not forget the UFO sightings as well. In 1986, there was a plane flying from Iceland to Anchorage when it came across not one, not two, but 3 UFOs. And the pilots didn't just get a glimpse of the UFOs. According to them, and the newspapers published at that time, the UFOs followed the airplane for 400 miles until they entered the Alaskan Triangle. Imagine the fear of the pilots surrounded by UFOs flying erratically, close enough to see with their own eyes. Even the air traffic controllers were able to spot the mysterious UFOs on their radar, which were approximately 5 miles away from the plane. The pilots got permission to fly the plane at lower altitudes, since the UFOs seemed a bit confrontational. The UFOs disappeared 32 minutes after they all entered the triangle. But according to the pilots, the flying objects were significantly large and they were able to stop and accelerate really fast, something planes can't do. But where did those UFOs go? Maybe they got sucked into a vortex? According to some speculations, a lot of people believe that the triangle is located in large, aggressive vortexes with extra strong electromagnetic fields, currents, and anomalies. Just like the Bermuda Triangle and even the Devil's Sea in Japan, as well as the North and South Poles. According to some theories, people believe that other mysterious places, which are historical enigmas, exist inside vortices. For example, the Pyramid of Giza, Easter Island, and the Temple of Baalbek. But that's another story. So, what do these vortexes do that would cause people to disappear? Well, vortexes can cause different reactions to the human body. For example, they can cause physical and mental changes, and they can also cause people to hallucinate and become disoriented. Due to the electromagnetism, they have the ability to change the course of a compass, which can result in people becoming easily lost. Another theory is that these vortexes can also act as an entry door into another dimension, maybe similar to what we've seen in some popular TV series. And because they keep opening and closing in different locations, nobody has been able to find their way out yet. But that also seems far-fetched. Now, even though these theories are very intriguing and interesting, the most plausible and logical explanation is the wilderness of Alaska. The whole state of Alaska is covered in hazardous mountains, poisonous flora, wild and dangerous animals, and let's not forget its unforgiving weather conditions, not to mention the 130 active volcanoes. You see, Alaska is as beautiful as it is dangerous. So not only is it difficult to even go for a hike in the mountains, you really can't know what to expect. Surviving for more than a few weeks in the wilderness of Alaska is close to impossible. And those who get lost are almost impossible to locate. Let's not forget when Christopher McCandless embarked on his great Alaskan adventure in 1992, only to be met with the most extreme weather conditions, poisonous flora, and wild animals. Rescue teams in Alaska find it very hard to locate people in need due to the extreme weather conditions and the rigid mountains. But the question here is, why do all the disappearances happen in the Triangle area? According to recent reports, Alaska has twice the number of missing people than the national average. And what's even spookier is the fact that it has the largest number of people who went missing and were never found. According to recent statistics, 1 in every 1,000 people go missing in Alaska. That's a considerably large number of people. One of the things that brought the Alaska Triangle to people's attention was a flight that went missing almost 50 years ago. It was in October of 1972, when an aircraft that was carrying 2 politicians vanished into thin air. The plane disappeared off the radar when it was flying from Anchorage to Juneau, and it was never found. The rescue teams looked for the missing passengers and aircraft for almost 40 days without finding any trace of it. Despite the thousands of missing people reported every year, The Alaska Triangle has become a famous tourist attraction, and it doesn't appear to be worrisome for most of the curious travelers. I'm guessing everyone wants to understand what's truly hiding behind this Alaska Triangle and a bit skeptical of the current theories. What do you guys believe is hiding in that triangle that causes people to disappear? Do you believe it's just nature or something else? Let me know down in the comments below. If you learned something new today, then give this video a like and share it with a friend. But hey, don't go have lunch with Otterman just yet. We have over 2,000 cool videos for you to check out. All you have to do is pick the left or right video, click on it, and enjoy. Stay on the bright side of life.